Hi everybody, welcome to another video. This week I actually had a few ideas of what I wanted to do, and then after thinking about it for a bit I realized that the two main things I wanted to talk about kind of go hand in hand together, so I figured I would just combine them into this one video. So I'm going to draw this house that I found a picture of online that I thought looked kind of cool. So while I draw it, I'll go over what it was that I wanted to talk about. Feel free to draw along if you want, and let's get right into it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was I kind of wanted to talk about why I mainly draw in pen. For those of you who've been following the channel for a while, you know that I do like pencils, specifically black wings. Those are my favorite. But I mainly draw in pen, and the reason for that is it helps me with the confidence in my lines. I've found that when I would draw mainly in pencil, I had the tendency to erase every single line if it didn't match exactly what I was trying to draw. And so after watching several YouTube videos, I came across one where, and I can't remember the channel, but I came across one where one of the tips was drawing straight with pen or ink or whatever, because it eliminates the temptation to want to have everything be perfect and just erase every single mark you make if it's just a little off. And I found that ever since I started doing that, and this was a while ago, but I found that ever since I started doing that, I have definitely gotten more confident in my lines. And I've also found that my sketches have taken on a life of their own, and they seem to have like more character to them. So that's mainly why I draw in pen. Now don't get me wrong, I'll still every once in a while sketch in pencils, because I do enjoy pencils. I enjoy working with graphite, so I'll still use pencils, but I mainly work in pen. I'll use these fine liners, or I'll also use fountain pens, and I just like that the line I make is the line I'm gonna get. And now the other point, that leads me to my next point, I should say, and that is how to work with your mistakes. So when you're sketching, when you're drawing, you're more like you're gonna make a mistake. It's just, we're all human. It happens. Mistakes are gonna happen. Now, I have found that, and it took me a while to kind of realize this, but I have found that the mistakes that you make are a lot worse in your own mind. Because for me, like I said before, I would do a sketch of something, and if there was even a line that was a bit out of place or at the wrong angle or whatever the case may be, I would immediately erase it. I would start over, crumple up the paper, all of those things. I would do all of those things. But now, because I work mainly in pen and ink, that's not an option. I can't really erase. I mean, I guess I could still crumple up the paper, but that's gonna start getting expensive pretty quick. So I've learned to work with my mistakes. And one of the easiest ways to do that is, one, I mean, accept the fact that you made a mistake. 2 is not to think of it as a mistake, but think of it as a new part of the sketch. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute, because I've already made a couple of mistakes with this sketch, and I'll show you how I'm going to fix them in a bit as soon as I kind of lay in the rest of this building. So that's my basic sketch of this little building. So now a couple of mistakes that I've already made. This chimney here on this side, as you can see in the reference photo, it kind of starts to angle around here. I drew it a little too far down. I extended it a little too far. So what I'm gonna do here is, because this building has kind of like this stone, it's kind of like this stonework building, I'm just gonna take this angle and bring it down here, again, as if I hadn't made that mistake in the first place. And then I'm going to take these lines that I brought down here a little too far, and I'm just gonna make them appear as if they're the stonework. So I'm just gonna add in some of these kind of rounded little stones. Here. And I'm gonna take these lines and kind of work them in to be part of that little stonework around the chimney. And you see how it kind of like, it starts to blend in. So now I know that that mistake is there, and you know that that mistake is there, but somebody who you're going to be showing this sketch to, they won't necessarily know, hey, you made that a little too long or a little too short, or whatever the case may be. That's generally what I do with any mistakes that I make. It's honestly, I've gotten to the point, I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but I really don't even think of them as mistakes. I kind of just think of them as, I guess, additions to the drawing, kind of my own little flourish, as it were. That's basically how I start to think of it at this point. It's not so much a mistake as it is a part of the drawing that I didn't know was going to be there. Now, in this reference photo, this side of the building is cut off, so I'm just going to take some artistic liberty and just guess at what that looks like. And we're just going to kind of bring that down a little bit like that. And then maybe kind of join this up here. That stonework. And now I can go around and just add a few more of these, the little stonework around here. Now I don't want to draw every stone. I just want to kind of give the indication that it's a stone building. So I'm just going to draw a few just to kind of hint that, hey, it's not a completely smooth surface. There's some texture here. And this is also something that again, I've mentioned in previous videos, where sketching loose it really lends itself nicely to this kind of style. It's a lot more forgiving in terms of mistakes that you may make, or you know, a little wonky line here and there. It's very forgiving, because again, those wonky little lines, they add to the character of the sketch. So I'm gonna bring that down, and then bring down the edge of this house. And you can have a lot of fun with this, which is why I enjoy this style of sketching. It's been great fun to do, and I highly recommend you try it if you haven't already, but I've mentioned that in previous videos, so I won't get into too much detail. But and as you can see, just add a few more details here and there to the roof, and you'll see, kind of want to make it look a little bit more beat up, so I might add a few little cracks here and there. But you can see how forgiving this style of sketching is, and how much character it gives your sketches. And it's a fun way to it's a fun way to draw, and it's a fun way to kind of get creative with how you hide or play with any mistakes that you might make. It really teaches you to be spontaneous. It teaches you to think on your feet, and it allows you to really get creative and make something that may seem boring, may seem plain. It allows you to create something that's truly unique and one of a kind, and really it allows you to really make it yours. So I hope you give it a shot. Don't let any mistakes stop you from completing a sketch, or thinking that a sketch is no good, because I promise you, whatever mistakes you think you made, they only seem like they're giant mistakes to you. Most people, I guarantee, won't even notice. And if you just trust in your own lines, and you trust in your ability, I promise you that at the end you'll end up with a sketch that you'll be proud of. Again, this is a great representation of this building, and I've got several mistakes here, but because I'm able to kind of work them into the drawing and work them into this style of sketching, it lends itself nicely to just add to the final product. Again, I'm just gonna add kind of a few more little cracks here just to kind of show some wear and tear. Like this building has been through some stuff, and there you go. That's a quick little sketch where you can kind of just work with your mistakes and you get a pretty good result. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought with a comment down below. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.